What's going on? This is Multi Styles, and what we got here is Fight Night's finest. Let's get ready to rumble! Fight Night's finest. Let's step in the ring where the lights are blinded. I'm about to just knock you out. Now your mouthpiece, you cannot find it. You cannot face the weather. Warming up like May's weather. Super fast like Mayweather. You cannot put your face together. Cause my hands is lightning speed. I don't really think people wanna fight with me. You'll likely flee like Frazier from Foreman. Guaranteed tonight you'll bleed. Looking like I swiped your feet from under you. I'm like Tyson Beast. I punish you. I don't think that there's nothing your freaks are gonna do but sleep.
Did you guys miss me? I'm sure you did. For those who don't know me, it's your boy Fight Night's Finest, the Silver Commentator, coming back at you on another Fight Night Champion online match. This is actually from our Facebook league, and I honestly do not remember who I was fighting, like their name, but yeah, good opponent nevertheless, real sim technique, and a very enjoyable match nonetheless. So please stay tuned and watch the entirety of the fight. It's been a while though, motherfuckers. I haven't seen you guys in like another 2 or 3 months, but I haven't really been reading comments or anything of the sort, and then one day I just see all these notifications, like 30 of them, and like a lot of people asking, when are you gonna post your next video, you know, what's going on with the videos, what's this, what's that. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised that so many people still watch my videos in my absence, and a lot of you guys actually help each other out when you see I wasn't answering comments and sit there replying to questions and things of that sort. So it goes to show me that there's still a good community, and that this channel was brought up in the right way. So I want to thank everybody who has been active in the comment section and also has been replying to comments in my absence. It really does mean a lot. But today's March 15th or 14th, but that's only important because EA UFC 2 drops tonight at midnight. If you're seeing this some other time in the future, it's probably dropped already. And I actually have quite a bit of interest in the game, at least to say, and I think I'm going to start posting that on this channel on a regular basis, along with your, I guess with your daily Fight Night content, Fight Night Champion online matches, or either matches against good sim opponents like this of nature. To be honest, I haven't played an online match, and when I say online match, I mean going into the rankings, finding a head-to-head match or an OWC match, in about 4 months. So it's been a very, very long time since I actually went in there and tried to do anything with my record. There's been a lot of problems with the servers, things like you sometimes not being able to find a match, or match history not being recorded so your record doesn't go up or down. And to me, that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, I don't think that records mean jack diddly squat to begin with. So not having matches and stuff recorded doesn't really mean anything to me. But just the type of competition that you come across online, which varies quite often, sometimes from very skilled opponents to people who are very new at the game, and then we're not gonna even talk about those motherfuckers, but yeah, sometimes you run into those type of people. And with all that being said, I think I've just been having a lot more fun just playing people from the Facebook league. So if you're interested in joining that, I will leave a link down in the description, so don't be afraid to go ahead and check up on that. So I'm gonna dive into the match for a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit more about why I'm gonna be posting some EA UFC 2. That is what you guys would be interested in, and what I find about the game, what I like about the game from watching streams and things of that nature, and seeing other people post videos about it. But in this matchup here, I was very, very proud of the way that I fought and the opponent that I had. It wasn't, a bunch of sidestep uppercuts, a bunch of straights in a row, a bunch of the same combos. It was a real, technical match in the sense of there was a lot of boxing moves being made. And what I mean by boxing moves, you see like short setup combinations, the jab, spacing, timing. It was all really there in this match, regardless to how the outcome was. It was very enjoyable to play because there was a lot of thinking that was involved, and setting up, being able to actually set up your combos and saying, okay, you know, I backed him down enough, or, you know, he's reacting to this in a certain way, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this. It was a lot of back and forth and very stimulating to the mind. So I really did have a lot of fun playing in this matchup. So in round number 1 there, the one thing we really wanted to get established was the left hand. We wanted to make sure that that stiff, sharp left jab was in his face at all times. And a lot of the times we're in very close range, like we're sometimes chest to chest majority of the time. And the main reason for that was because I wanted to be able to see how he reacts to the inside work. Being the shorter man coming in at 5'8" with a 72-inch reach, and I think he was like 5'11" with a 76-inch reach. So a lot of you guys know from my previous videos that you've seen, that's my normal setup. I always come in, it was always I think it was either the 5'10" with the 76 or the 5'11" with the 76, and with our Facebook rules, the 5'11", 76-inch reach with the 5'11" height is the maximum that you can get. So that's a 3-inch reach advantage, not reach advantage, height advantage, and a 4-inch reach advantage. So being chest to chest and being able to operate on the inside was very important. But at the same time, since I was winning a lot of the exchanges on the inside, I was able to go ahead and set up the outside game sometimes. Like you saw there when I just landed that sharp jab followed by the straight right hand right down the pipe, and then end up getting a counter right uppercut that connected to the jaw. I was able to set up a lot of these things throughout the total duration of the fight. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of, like I said earlier, boxing moves that were being made. So in all, it was a very enjoyable fight just because you were able to work the different varieties that you can do in the ring. You know, the counter game, the outside game, the inside game. And as you can see there, we're doing a good job of dominating our opponent and doing what it is that we like to do. So therefore we come away with the 30-27 3 rounds to none scorecard that you saw there a couple moments ago. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left into the 4th round, I think instead of, you know, pressing so much and coming in behind the jab and trying to get combos, we would take this round off a little bit and try to work some more of the single shots, working the jab, really trying to work that spacing and timing and seeing what it is that we can take advantage of. One thing my opponent did do that he did absolutely really well was cut the ring off. You have seen this up against the ropes quite a few times, and we're not really able to always keep that circle motion going and just keep peppering in with the jab anytime he disrespects the range. So right there, we go ahead and get a straight right hand counter that connects to the jaw and end up getting our first knockdown of the fight with the left hook straight right hand combination. And that's just boosts your confidence anytime you get a knockdown. You see that you're up on the scorecards all 3 rounds that have been in play so far in this fight, and then to come away with a knockdown, it basically secures your position. You basically have 5 rounds at this point, and half the fight's already taken away. So you either have to box a perfect fight right now just to go ahead and get a draw, or he's forced at this point to start thinking about going for knockdowns and throwing power shots and things of that nature. So it's very, very important that we maintain our lead right now and we don't try to push advantages that may not be there, and also at the same time that we fight smartly and pick our shots wisely so that we don't get hit with too many counters or too many dangerous shots. Even though it's still early on in the fight, like I said, this is our fight to lose at this point, with the fact that we have secured basically 4 rounds in the bank, technically 5, with the knockdown that was just scored moments ago. So I'm gonna take a little break from the action. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this EA UFC 2 that I wanted to talk about. And the great thing I like about that game is I feel it was a major improvement from the first game. I do have a PlayStation 4 now, same PSN address that you see here, sim_mechanics. And just seeing the gameplay or playing the first one, it felt very robotic. It felt like a game that belonged still in beta or alpha stage. It felt like you were taking turns a lot of the time. The controls didn't really feel fluent. I didn't really play much of it just because of how much different the fluidity was between this game and EA UFC. Like, putting your combos together felt weird. You couldn't move and then you had to move to plant jabs and hooks, and just the whole control scheme I wasn't in favor of. Neither was I in favor of just how the game operated and how it worked and how spammy it felt, and like I said, lack of fluentness in the control. So from reading a bunch of articles, watching reviews, I've been on Yeah Boy 592 stream quite often. His link will also be in the description. That guy has a massive amount of knowledge when it comes to MMA and just the UFC in general. Like, every fight he's predicted so far that I've seen predicted, he hasn't got it wrong, and he's basically called it down to a T. So if you really want to learn about MMA, his stream and his YouTube channel, and just following him on Twitter, you'll be able to learn a lot about the sport in general, like I am. You know, it's not like how it is with boxing. I think I'm pretty knowledgeable about boxing. I keep up with most of the latest news. I know my history, I would say, pretty well. It's not like some of the guys that's in the YTBC community who, like, those guys are addicts, like boxing addicts. Like, they know everything there is to know. They know when every fight is coming on. They can analyze fights in, you know, very meticulous and detailed ways, and those guys are just awesome. So when you come from boxing going into MMA, you see it's basically different, because one thing I've been doing in real life, let me just jump into this real quick before I continue on with the whole MMA, the UFC 2 thing, is that I've been doing boxing for, I want to say, since December now, and like in real life, and then I tried some jiu-jitsu. So I was doing MMA like in total with in conjunction with a little bit of boxing experience that I do have, and like it's just different, man. It's a whole different type of game. It's a whole different type of fight. Even the way you train is completely different than how you would for just boxing, because you're working more aspects of what you have to do, and there's also a lot more to view and think about. Like with boxing, striking, not to say that it's not hard to train, because I've trained very hard as much as I can, and you know, I'm not even on a pro level yet, so I can only imagine what the pro fighters actually go through whenever they are training on the daily. Like, you watch a bunch of videos and stuff, and if you don't do it, it may look, you know, it's hard work, but when you actually step in there and actually start doing the training, you realize how much harder it is than actually just viewing it. You realize how much of an impact, you know, taking punches and things of that nature affects the way that you fight, your rhythm, your timing, just even the basic mechanics of keeping your hands up, moving, remember to move out the way after you finish punching. Like, you really have to drill these things into you guys. I'm sure everybody who watches this channel knows. But even the way you fight, like, you have to worry, and the way you look at a guy when he's punching and things of that sort. When you add in kicks and you add in the ground game, being able to be taken down up on the cage, that's a whole another art in itself. Like I said, the ground game's a different art of itself. Everything is a whole nother form of things that you have to worry about, and there's just much more variables to worry about than there is in boxing. So I like that type of chess match, and I like having to worry about more things than, let's perhaps say, a jab, a straight, a uppercut, a hook, and then obviously, you know, you have the inside work, when you're clinching. Your clinch work is a whole another type of game, the inside, the outside, all that stuff is different. But then you add in kicks, like I said, knees, elbows, all that other stuff, and being taken down, and once you're on your back, being able to get out of different positions, plus getting punched in your face. It's a whole bunch of stuff, man, and I like that. I like the knowing that you have to think more, and that there's more things for you to be concerned with. So I have been trying to get into the sport as of recently, and I think if you guys may only be boxing fans, being able to get into MMA as well will maybe pique your interest there as well, and we can all learn together on this channel. And if there's something new that I learn or something I hear about, I think will be good for sharing, I'll let you guys know, and then we can all sit there and discuss in the comment section, discuss in the video, whatever the case may be. And that's one of the main reasons why I want to get EA UFC 2 is to really just not only put into practice, I guess, of what I'm learning in real life and into a simulation world, but also some of the things that I learned from watching videos and things of that nature, and seeing if I can connect with more people out there than just boxing fans, because the gaming world is vast and is big, and I'm not gonna go into this whole corny ass analogy, but I think it would be cool to sit there and talk with people who are very knowledgeable about not only boxing but also just fighting in general. So I think the game itself also looks pretty good around this time. So I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is wondering if they should get EA UFC 2 with such a huge fight roster, and with there's still, I'm not gonna say it's a perfect game, because it's clearly not. This still has its flaws and its mistakes. For example, you can take thousands, I've seen matches where you think it will be over with, and sometimes it's just because the computer doesn't always, push the fight as hard as it can. But sometimes you're taking a guy is taking thousands of shots, and you're trying to figure out why the hell he hasn't gone down yet if you're looking for a knockout. And then also a lot of people ignore the ground game, and the ground game has been revamped and improved significantly. So I think there's a lot of good stuff with the game, and it should be interesting as long as before the patches that they might do, of how they're able to fix and improve the game and make it better and more competitive. So definitely very excited for that. And what I'm gonna try to do is, since it will be release night at midnight after the game finishes downloads, I usually download games pretty fast because I have really good internet speed. I'll try to do a stream tonight, and maybe I'll stream. I won't stream it. I might stream it to YouTube, but might not. I'm just gonna stream from my console instead of sitting in the phone, setting up a capture card and doing all the other good jazz. It would be fun to just sit there and stream the game, really sit in practice mode and try to learn things, and really just experience the different game modes and try to learn the ins and outs of the game. So I'll definitely be returning back to streaming every day and seeing what you guys think, and like I said, posting a bunch of content from that game, and really sitting there trying to learn, and anything that I learn, any tips and tricks that I come across and ways to practice and to get better that I think will help improve your game when it comes to being online. I'll definitely share those things with you guys if that is what you want. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of other people out there who are going to be, real dedicated to the game and dedicated to the sport, and will be able to probably teach you better than I could. The way I've learned Fight Night Champion was pretty effective, and I think I'm a pretty goddamn good player when it comes to this game. So I don't see why a lot of those things and a lot of those elements won't carry on into the next game. And if I have the honor of teaching any of you guys anything, I will definitely enjoy that, and I hope you do as well. So enough about EA UFC 2 and MMA and all that other good stuff. Let's jump back into the fight for the last 2 rounds. We're in round number 9. We saw a couple of moments ago. I was up on the scorecards. I think it was 7 rounds to 0 at that point. So he hasn't won any rounds yet. And with the performance that we put on in round number 8, I don't think he won any rounds there as well. So with round number 9 in effect as we speak, I decided to switch southpaw. Why not have a little bit of fun? Why not enjoy ourselves a little bit? Oh man, now that I think about it, I forgot to say, man, all the beats done in this video was done by DJ Fusion T. Search him on YouTube. The guy makes incredible content, makes incredible beats, and his link can definitely be found in the description. Back into this last round. So switching southpaw, I don't look really comfortable at this point. A lot of the elements that we were doing well in the first couple of rounds, and even throughout the entire fight, moving, sticking and moving, coming in well with combinations. Now we're just pretty much sitting down on our punches and trading shots where we don't really have to trade shots. The movement's gone, and judging my own performance, I definitely could have done a lot better in this round. But I don't really fight southpaw too often, but since we were so ahead, it's good to sometimes practice things in a match where it's not, where you don't really have a good chance of losing. So in round number 10, I wanted to improve on those things and the mistakes that I made in round number 9. Increasing my movement, not really standing with the guy chest to chest, and you can just see how uncomfortable I am and how well he's cutting the ring off in the southpaw position. So we definitely made a lot of errors in round number 9, but now we're fighting pretty well off with our combinations. Jab straights connecting, jab straight with the right hook. The jab, left uppercut, right hook combinations also landing, and we're keeping good distance, as you can see there when we connect with that counter straight left hand to the jaw. And at this point, all we got to do is just not give up the lead, not give him any hope. Yeah, we're still taking shots, but at the same time, there's also a chance for us going for a knockout here with him being so aggressive and us landing so many of our combinations. So with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in round number 10, he's basically doing the same thing. He made a lot of mistakes not coming in behind his jab. When he's standing there chest to chest, a lot of his combinations are weird or don't really have how can I say? They don't really have impact, and he wasn't really able to land a lot of shots because of how our defensive responsibility, and the fact also that he didn't really attack from angles. And like you can see him there, desperate for a knockdown, flailing with a lot of power shots. But nevertheless, I think it's been a pretty entertaining and it's been a good fight, regardless of the fact that he hasn't won any rounds. And with 45 seconds left in round number 10, doesn't look like he'll be winning this round either with the amount of combinations that we have been able to land. So he throws another straight right downstairs to the body. As you can see, he does have boxing knowledge. He's using the right hand more often now that we are in the southpaw position. Also for the fact that he's using his power hand in order to try to score a knockdown. So he understands his responsibility. He understands what needs to be done. And unfortunately, with 5 seconds left, he was not able to get it done. And yeah, still a very good and enjoyable fight. I hope everybody watching enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and your thoughts in the comment section. Anyways, it's been your boy, Fighting His Finest, the Sophie Commentator. Peace!